Hello guys. So I came across an interesting tweet from your friend Somi, and it was really talking about the price performance of PulseX. And the question that it was answering was, can PulseX do 500x? And then he was talking about some stats, right? I've been getting asked this question: what would it look like if PulseX did 500x? Because of the whale bonus, if PulseX did 500x, then the top 120 sacrifices will become billionaires. For comparison, Ethereum, you need 500 ETH to become an ETH billionaire, and it's mostly exchanges. So is 500x possible, right? So I was when I saw this tweet, I decided to dig deep into the numbers, right? If you look at the sack rate, it was 0.0001. So at 500x, we would get to a price of 5 cents per pulse x. And as Somi said, that would make the top 120 sacrificers billionaires. And I do not think that they will reach billionaire status without taking profits. Because for the price to keep pumping, you need people to hodl. If people don't hodl, the price cannot pump. That's why cryptos don't go up in a straight line. Now, one thing to think about, right, is when we get a 500x, the top sacrifice wallets will get 1000x. The reason is because they have bonus multipliers, right? So I don't expect us to hit that 500x in this cycle because of this reason. But I do expect gains. We'll talk about that. Now, if we look at where we are right now for PulseX, right? 0.4033, roughly somewhere there. I think what's doable is 100x from where we are right now. And 100x from where we are right now would be roughly, from sacrifice rate, would be roughly a 30x for most ordinary people, and it would be a 60x for the top sacrifice wallets. Now, how much would the top sacrifice wallets make in that regard, right? Now, one of the lower end of the top sacrifice wallets is possibly, we're talking people who sacrifice about 1 million. That would be turning that million into about 60 million, which in my view, I think those are significant gains, right? They allow any of these. The reason I think that they're significant gains, and I think that someone would might want to take profit at this point, is because if you sacrificed $1 million and you've turned it into, say, 50 million, right? That means you can pull out 10 and leave 40 and still have a significant amount of cryptocurrency and still be a massive whale. You pull out your 10, you're left with 40. So I think that a 60x is doable, but I also think that at that point you can get the whales, take out, maybe pull out 10 million or something like that, and then leave the rest to ride out. I don't think, now if you want to even go to the bigger top sacrifices, right? You've got in the top 10, you've got I think the highest sacrificer right now, I'm looking on PulseX lead. The top is 48 million sacrificed, and the number 10 is like 8 million sacrificed. So a 10x for the top sacrificers is still huge gains. If you sacrificed 48 million, a 10x puts you into $500 million territory. That's still a lot of money. Oh no, it puts you at more than that because because of the bonus multipliers. So now some of these sacrifices, right? I would suspect that some of these sacrifices are diamond-handed sacrifices. Maybe people who would be like really close to, I would just speculate, close to Richard Hart, or maybe some of them could be Richard Hart himself, right? Because some of the wallets, if you take a look at their behavior, they've just been sleeping. They haven't been doing much. So I think some of those wallets are super diamond hands, but some of them aren't, right? So, and for those wallets, a 10x is significant gains, and they can be able to pull out their initial very quickly. All in all, I think that this definitely, this stats kind of makes the predictions that I have a little bit more conservative predictions, not so aggressive, not your 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, the way Hex did. Because I think that there are some differences between Pulse Chain and Hex, mainly because obviously the sacrifice was a really long period for the sacrifice. A lot of people sacrificed, and the numbers are a lot bigger from where we are. And another thing is this, right? Because when we hit those really big numbers, what we would also want to see as well is I would expect to see is a lot more action in stable coins coming onto Pulse Chain. So we'll definitely need hundreds of millions of DAI, of USDC, of Tether, and all those other stable coins as well. the volumes I think will increase significantly, because right now our volumes are a little bit low compared to where we started off. Those volumes are a little bit low. We're having about 20 million total, 30 million total every 24 hours. So those volumes, I think that they would have to also grow significantly. The advantage that PulseChain has is that it is a real DeFi blockchain. Majority of the action is happening on chain, which is different from, if you look at PulseChain, we've got about 20 to 30 million dollar, let's say $30 million 24-hour trading volume. That's on chain volume. But if you look at other chains, majority of that volume is on centralized exchanges, right? But some of the volume is huge, right? Like, for example, Ethereum, I think, is hitting about 6 billion in 24 hours on centralized exchanges only. And then on chain, they're hitting maybe about 1 billion, 2 billion, somewhere. Well, I haven't looked at the numbers in a while now. But the advantage that we have is that most of our action is on chain, so meaning that we will be really accruing real world value. The only downside to that is that the knowledge gap of the people we have to onboard is a lot bigger, right? Because for the most part, most people can onboard people who know nothing about crypto, who just buy on Binance and hodl there, right? Who just buy on Robinhood and hodl there, buy on Coinbase and hodl there. They're not really real users of DeFi. But all in all, this is what I think. I think that 100x from where we are, PulseX is doable, very, very doable. And I think that from the sacked phase, that'll be about 30x for ordinary people who sacrificed, and about 60x for those who are the whales who sacrificed and got the big bonus multipliers. Now, these numbers might seem conservative, but this has been said before. The best strategy, if you buy a top, which I don't think you can't say that really, sacrifice set definitely bought closer to the top for PulseX, right? Because I think that I don't think we even hit 0.0002 for PulseX. So the sacrifice set for PulseX definitely bought near a top. So right now we are about 70% down. So the upside from where we are right now is big. So anyone who, if you bought the top, the right thing to do is to DCA and build a stronger position, right? If you believe long term. But the wrong thing to do would be to complain and say, well, why are the sacrifice set getting the short end of the stick? The sacrifice set are the hardest core believers. They should get most of the gains. No, the price is where it is, and you have to work from where we are. Not where you wish we were, not where we all wanted to be, but where we are. And where we are right now is, the price is about 70% down, with a significant upside of 100x, potential 100x. So I think that it's a good position to be in. But again, the solution when you get to a bottom is to DCA. And I clipped Richard Hart video last time when he was saying that there are those who got into Hex at tops. They didn't make massive gains. The ones that did make massive gains are those that continue to DCA over time. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time. Remember, this is not financial advice, and if you want to do some farming, earn some cryptocurrency, check out shibshift.com. It's a DeFi platform for PulseChain where you can farm your PulseShib tokens. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again next time.